wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gap. That's Dalitha. I am Travis. It is Friday, and it looks like we're kicking the show off with a Hall of Famer, as Corey Graves said. He looks like he might have a partial diaper on, or a full diaper. Can't tell.
Oh, no.
In the front, it looks full diaper. Yeah,
Diaper, baby, diaper.
definitely looks baby diaper-ish.
Not the diaper. Anyways, everybody should be excited if you're a Rey Mysterio fan. He is back from his hiatus of being broken.
So many broken hiatuses.
But he's old, so it's pretty believable that he'd get broken.
Okay. He could break any second.
But we do have Robert Warney in the chat. Hey, Robert, good to see you tonight. Says, hey, what it do, my wrestling fam? Not much. What's up with you, Robert? How was your week? You ready for your weekend? You working or you got plans? Gonna go hang out, do some stuff, have a good time? Oh, no, it's on Friday.
Oh, God. I broke your leg. So did we believe that he had a broken leg? I didn't know that.
Oh.
Yeah,
I believe that we believed that he faked having a broken leg.
I believe. I can't do the Shrek song.
Robert's like, I'm great. Nah, I'm off work. I have plans. Good for you.
Hell
Hopefully they're fun plans.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good thing to do on a weekend, to have some plans.
What kind of plans?
Sophie's in the chat, says hi, people.
Hello, Governor.
Not the spitting of apples.
Yeah, a lot of people spit an apple.
Robert's like, most definitely fun plans for sure. Well, good. I'm glad it's fun plans. Don't know of anybody who like makes plans to have like non-fun stuff, but I mean, I make non-fun plans.
No, you make plans to not have fun.
I do?
Yeah, you're like, what do we have Saturday? Nothing? Okay, good. That's a plan for not having fun.
Okay, so there's a reason behind it. Just have to do stuff all the time and it gets old. And it's always like people are coming over and we have to feed them. And I'm like, ugh, why can't they just feed themselves
Mormonaries
before they come? And then I don't have to worry about it. Oh, that's different. Like, that's
what are you talking about?
I'm talking about, like...
Why don't people eat?
Yeah.
Like, Danny, just eat.
Danny, can you just eat free? Just one time. I'll make snacks or something. But I'm not
there
gonna
must
make,
be a sign.
Oh, no, not the dying sign.
What's that sign say that's black there in the way?
Something... I don't know. Anyways, we have some more people in the chat. We've got Rally in the chat. Hey, Rally, good to see you tonight. And Ravi's with us also. Good to see both of you. Thanks for joining us this early Saturday / late Friday evening / Saturday, early Saturday morning.
Yeah, all that. Everything she just said.
We have Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio out here wrestling first thing on SmackDown. We don't got any talkie-talkie tonight. That's nice.
I'm sure that'll probably end with talkie-talkie then.
That's okay. We can always leave. We just can't start too late.
Make like a tree and get out of here. How do you get rid of that bar? It's never been there before. No, it's there.
Well, click on it. Yeah. Taskbar settings. Right, here comes the cat to sit on my lap.
Okay.
And then you should be able to
Test view.
well, no, that's
widget.
Wait, no, this isn't it.
Why did you tell me it was?
Well, I thought it was, but it's taskbar. I don't want the taskbar. Like, right click.
Task manager.
Technically, you should just be able to, like, drag it and drop it somewhere.
Yeah, I can just take my bar away. It's always been there on my computer ever. forever.
Well, that's what I mean. So go back to the settings and I'll see if I can find something that makes sense. Anyways, Raleigh says Ray starting show first match in 4 months after an injury. Yep.
Yeah.
Robert says, y'all funny.
Is it
We
pin
try.
movie?
No,
Yeah,
when
sorry.
no keyboard attached, virtual touchpad, other system track, taskbar behaviors. That one.
You just
Now
walk-
scroll down.
Shit.
Automatically hide it.
That got rid of some of it. I don't know what it got rid of. Oh, okay. Just the search.
Oh, that's dumb.
Cool. Anyway, Santos Escobar going to work here on Rey Mysterio, which is fantastic.
Is that
Unless
Windows
you're-
11?
Yes.
That's why
It's
I'm
under
not
computer.
sure where it's at.
It's fine. I'll just restart the whole thing.
On all these ones, it just immediately, like this. See? Should have all this stuff. See this?
I'll just restart it.
See?
Alright.
I don't know who you're talking to, but it's not me.
I ain't him, Slim.
Then
Look at all that
you
shit.
can lock it, unlock it.
Restart. Hold this.
Anyways, we're commercial break, but we did start with Santos Escobar versus Rey Mysterio. This is his actual first match coming back from that injury of his broken leg that Santos gave him. So we all
Yeah.
know Rey's going to win.
I don't know about that.
You think they're going to help push Santos a little further?
Well, yeah, he's going to wrestle Rey at Mania, or there's going to be something at Mania with him.
Yeah,
But
could.
they could have that non-cool guy, Carlito.
Oh,
Kalisto.
Carlito.
Carlito.
Oh, let's see. Sophie says they're making Happy Gilmore 2. Robbie says easy people. Also says, did you see the Beetlejuice 2 trailer that dropped yesterday?
I did not.
No. Robbie says you
I don't
guys
even
need
know
to
where
put on
people see
screen
this shit.
who's in the ring and wrestling, the name.
I know.
Sophie says, do you have any weekend plans?
I'm not really a big fan of that
No.
group.
No plans.
Just kidding.
Robbie
I don't know who that
says,
group is. I saw him play at the Super Bowl though.
see somebody's ready
cannot-
for great wrestling Friday, SmackDown, blue shirt and all.
Type.
You can't type.
You can do it, maybe, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. So
We already had tried that, I thought. And
Not
it didn't really
really.
work.
It's just that you would need somebody to type it.
Right.
You'd have to type, and sometimes those names aren't that easy to put in there.
Well, as long as nobody's watching me make mistakes, I guess it's not that big of a deal. So he says, did you hear Goldberg badmouth Oscar for beating his undefeated streak?
Yeah, I thought it was great. It's so funny because this younger generation just expects to be appreciated by the older generation, like they earned it or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so funny. First of all, her streak doesn't count,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, that's the part that gets to me. Her streak was in the minor leagues. Then she came to the major league. And then once she was in the major leagues, her streak only lasted like 3 months. It didn't last that long. I think she might have won like 4 matches. How many matches did she win when she got called up? I'll give her 10. She won 10 and then lost to Charlotte at WrestleMania.
Right.
So where's this streak in NXT? So now we're counting NXT stats as like something that's relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. And then they're like, oh yeah, Asuka's the greatest winner ever, and it's like, oh, it's just like Roman's the longest reigning champion of all time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're
Like,
trying to make fetch happen, and it's just disgusting that they're trying to erase history like everybody else in the world.
It's not even erasing it. It's just, what would you call it? Like diluting it
Mm-hmm.
with false narrative. Like Asuka did something special. Asuka was in NXT and she won 2 years in a row. Greatest woman ever in NXT. Can't we just leave it at that? Can it be the thing? Her streak didn't continue when she got to the major league. And then, can you imagine like Joe DiMaggio when he was hitting his 50-game hit streak?
Right.
And then they're like, oh, if you go down to like AA, you can just keep your streak going.
Right.
Oh, now go to AAA, hit a few there. Because those pitchers aren't used to. They don't know how to get you out. Okay, we'll send you to rookie ball. Okay, single A. What the fuck? Let's just say Goldberg did it on the main roster. Week in, week out. It was different. Asuka did it against lesser opponents in NXT, not on the main roster. If she was on the main roster that whole time, it's safe to say that record that doesn't exist for her, that they pretend exists, would not exist if she was on the main roster for those 2 years.
Right.
Nobody is undefeated for 2 years except for Hogan. Roman.
Robert warning, message retracted, so hopefully he said something fun and then we missed it. Sophie said for first time on a Friday, The Rock doesn't drop a social media promo like he has done in the past month. Ever Blessed is in the chat, says hello guys. Sophie says hit the like and subscribe, make this channel grow.
Get it
That's
up!
right. Rebecca Chatless says hey yo, and Chris says what up? Good to see you in here, Chris. Hopefully you had a good week. Ravi says, D, did you ever want to look back 8 years ago and see her from there to what it is now? Did you ever want to look back 8 years ago and see you're from there to what it is now? No. Sophie says, do you expect them to do a rematch at Mania between these two guys?
Yeah, something. I think Carlito's going to be involved somehow.
Everbless says, guys, you know Rhea Ripley as a female version of Roman Reigns. Robbie says, be like Marty McFly. Quentin Mitchell in the chat. Hey, Quentin says, no Rampage tonight because came on Wednesday and Collision doesn't come on till next Saturday, so no Collision tomorrow. Sophie says, Happy Gilmore 2. It'll be like almost 30 years since the original movie came out. Janelle is in the chat. Says, hi. Hi, Janelle. Good to see ya. Quentin says, have you seen Beetlejuice? Because they're making a sequel and they dropped the trailer for it. Have seen the original. I haven't seen the trailer of the second.
I'm excited to see it. I wonder if we have like permission to put it on. I would assume you would.
I don't know.
Trailer like they want people
to. I wouldn't.
I mean, I'm not going to.
Chris says,
in common sense world, it makes sense.
Yeah. Chris says, oh, funny how out of touch Oldberg is burying Asuka.
Absolutely burying her, because why would she not? Like, I don't understand why it was even brought up.
Well,
he's a damn legend.
Well, why is he saying it's funny how out of touch he is, though?
Well, he's just saying that because he doesn't know who she is, so he didn't pronounce her name right.
Oh.
And he was just saying that there's some girl, like it was disrespectful, but it's not up to him to know who the younger talent is that nobody fucking knows in the world. In the 1990s, you could go to a bar and ask people who Goldberg was, and they knew. You could ask people who Hulk Hogan was, they knew. They knew who Triple H was. People just kind of knew who those guys were.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows who Asuka is. I guarantee I could walk down my street. I could do it live and knock on every single person's door, and there might be 2 neighbors that know who that is. Maybe.
Yeah, without explaining anything. You can't give them any other information.
You know who Asuka is.
That's it.
That's it.
You can't say a wrestler. You can't say WWE. You can't say any of that stuff.
Right.
Nothing.
I could go and then say, do you know who Hulk Hogan is? And they would all say yes. And then 50% of them probably know who Goldberg is.
Robbie says, no one excited about Rampage. Come wake up, smell the coffee.
Smell it.
Sophie says, Happy Gilmore 2 is scheduled to be made on Netflix. Quentin says, WWE is bringing back the Slammies.
Oh, I know.
Sophie says, Rhonda also badmouthed WWE in her book, which would be interesting to see how that affects the WWE fans.
Kind of. It wasn't really WWE. It was more Vince, which was fine.
Says Roman has to hold on to the championship 1 or 2 more years to beat Bruno.
Yeah. And it's not going to happen. Not to mention, it probably should be double that since there's 2 belts in this era. And there was only 1 belt in his era.
Robbie says, WWE fans need to stop being sentimental and just embrace the current new direction it's going in, because none of you can change what's happening. True, ain't it?
Yeah, and it's not about changing it. It's about just trying to bring people back to reality, right? Like, because people get so out there like, oh, this is the greatest champion ever. And it's like, whoa, just bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back.
I don't, and Ravi, you're trying to make it like an insult of being sentimental. It's not about being sentimental. It's about facts. Facts. Those are facts. Those are factual things, not sentimental. Not being sentimental about it. It's factual information that, you know, what she has done doesn't even compare to what Goldberg did. So trying to make it like she's better than him or beat him by any means doesn't even jive. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't jive. Dominik? It's nothing.
That could be Dominik.
Oh, Dom came out and ruined his daddy's
I'm not sure
thing.
it is. Who is this? Oh, that's Rey.
Well, it's Rey
Mysterio. So who's that guy?
In the ring, he said.
Oh, it's Dominik!
It's the other Mysterio.
So it's going to be a tag team match.
Oh, there you go.
I told you there's got to be a way to get Clarito in it. Carlito. And now
but why would Dominik side with...
He doesn't like his dad?
I know, but why would he side with Santos Escobar? That's
because
weird.
Santos is a heel.
Okay. Sophie says Roman has to hold on to the championship winner. Oh, I read that one. Sorry. And Rafi's. Sophie said Adam Sandler wrote a script for Happy Gilmore 2. Chris says, but people is trying to say Goldberg is being misogynistic by saying he's mad his streak got beat by a girl. Because, one, his streak didn't get beat by a girl.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
It's not misogynistic.
That's like saying Bianca main evented WrestleMania or the Usos main evented WrestleMania. It never happened. It's just the way you twist things. So simpler people go, oh,
I'm so upset.
It's like, but it's not the truth. Do you care about the truth or do you just care about hearing what you heard on the internet?
Or what somebody else
or what they're
interpreted for you.
They're trying to tell you that Asuka beat his streak, but with your cognitive resources that God gave you, you can say, did she? No.
Well, let me look into the factual information of it and see if she really did.
She was in a developmental league for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then she came to the main roster. And anyone out there, I don't care.
And you can't counter shit in Japan either.
How many wins did she have on the main roster in a row? Was it 10? Was it 4? Because I'm saying more towards 4, but I'm giving her 10 just to be grateful that she was on the main roster. But then she lost to Charlotte at WrestleMania. So it doesn't matter anyways. She didn't win 180 matches in a 2-year span on Raw and SmackDown.
And
that's all that matters.
And my thing of it is what does it matter anyways? WWE doesn't keep track of any of that shit. They don't keep track of stats like that for them. Like this, you know, like they did it, like they do in boxing and UFC and shit like that, and AEW when they first started.
No, I have it automatically hid.
Yeah.
From that setting.
Yeah.
Now I can't find it.
You just have to move your mouse down there. Ugh, these people.
Oh, shit.
Sophie says, I wonder if the Slammies will be for Peacock one day. So they are revisiting Rey versus Dom, huh? Looks like it.
Just for a minute. Just the tip, just for a minute, just to see how it feels. It's going to be for Mania because they don't have anything planned for Dominik. So these 3 are going to go up against those 3.
I don't know. Bianca's not happy with it.
When is it going to happen? It can't happen at Mania.
Bobby says, what did this streak say to its arch nemesis? Oh, what did this stake say? Sorry. What did this stake say to its arch nemesis?
I don't know.
Till we meet again. As a meat. Like, steak is meat.
Bailey burning bridges and then upset that nobody likes her. Come on, girl.
Oh my God, she stole Naomi
You know what
away from
Randy
her.
would do? Because Randy does the same shit.
Because he wouldn't give a flying fuck.
He would just beat people's ass. Like, why does she have to be a victim?
Who
They can't
cares?
just have her a Randy Orton type where she beats up both sides.
Yeah, who cares? Chris says, yeah, I told you Bruno Records was 8 years. Robbie's
Yeah,
like,
it's
who's
off the
Bruno? You should look it up. Sophie's like, so I'm guessing we are getting Rey versus Dom 2 at Mania, another rematch from last year's Mania. Maybe. Nobody knows.
Bruno
Nobody knows for
Sammartini had it like twice for a long time. You know, Ric Flair had it a couple times over 1,000 days too, and I don't see that anywhere because it's not the WWE Championship.
Mm-hmm.
It was the WCW Championship or the Heavyweight Championship, but that should be in there too. Like Ric Flair's title runs 2 of them over 1,000 days. That's pretty impressive. Since 1,000 days is what, 3 years? A little over 3 years, a little under 3 years.
Mm-hmm. 1,000 days is about 3 years, yeah.
Just a little under.
Sophie says, yeah. Sophie says there has been no hints of them revisiting Rey versus Dom before this because Rey was out with an injury. Robbie says, yeah, if you put a cross screen on the bottom who's wrestling, then people will know instead of asking D 20 million times who's on.
Yeah, I know. I'll try to figure it out. I mean, I could try it right now, but
nobody asks except Ayla.
The only problem is that you can't fix the font, at least on this OBS that I'm aware of. So when you type it in, it just stays the same. What happens is it goes by how many letters are in it, and then it resizes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a pain in the ass. And I don't know enough about that stuff because I'm not into programming or whatever. I would assume if we use the OBS Studios that it has a tag like that. Or I could do something in a program that you can type in, and then I can just browser link it like I do the chat.
Mm-hmm.
So I there's probably ways to do it. I just don't know how to do it. But yes, it needs to be done. I've said that for 4 years. 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Except I didn't want to be trying to freaking type in wrestler's name. We need a smaller keyboard. Is what we need. Like just a. Not, I mean, obviously I got this tiny. I don't know if you want to do fingers. They're just right there, but
right.
But I do have this monster, but it's so big that it takes up your whole.
Right.
Like, but if you just had a.
Yeah, you'd only need like a little tiny one.
Yeah.
A compact one. Let's see. Sophie says they kind of counted Asuka's undefeated streak when she was called up to the main roster.
Yeah, it was silly, right? Like, we all knew better, but they still try. That's the stuff they're trying to push with, like, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has been champion forever, and he's been great. And it's like, but we know better. Like, we can use our brain and know better without you telling us.
Mm-hmm.
We can see it.
Ayla's in the chat. Hey, Ayla says, so who's on? Ravi says, so WrestleMania going to be some
Grayson
show
Waller.
with a stacked card. Not sure I'm feeling said lineup so far.
It's tough, right? Like, last year felt important. This year doesn't feel important.
It feels like a participation trip. It feels like they've basically made WrestleMania a joke, and why even bother watching it or having it for that matter? It's nothing special. That's how I've been saying it for the last 3 weeks. It's literally nothing special.
Yeah,
like there's nothing on it that I'm like, oh yeah, that's real special.
So if we look at the card, and let's be honest, I'm going to be honest on this. Randy, Paul, KO, right? Main event on a Raw.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Styles, LA Knight. Main event on a Raw, SmackDown. You could see it even at the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. One of those. But we'll just give it the benefit of the doubt. It's a good match. It's a good match on a pay-per-view, maybe second, third to the end, to be fair. Kross and Bobby Lashley, definitely a SmackDown match. We actually seen it last week on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Cody and Roman, main event, WrestleMania. Jimmy and Jay, a really good match on a pay-per-view. I'll give it that.
Mm-hmm.
Seth and Drew, main event on a pay-per-view. Not necessarily WrestleMania, but it's a good pay-per-view main event. Seth Cody, Rock Roman. It's a main event on a pay-per-view because you've got 3 primetime players and Seth Rollins on there. Bayley, Io Sky, right? That's an opening match on a good pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or a mid-card match on a good pay-per-view. Becky, Rhea, that's a top match for women. That's the main event worthy match. So I'm giving that props. Gunther and Sammy. That's like a dark match for like AEW or something. Mm-hmm. Gunther's great. Sammy, right? And then Asuka and Kairi Sane versus whoever. Tag team match. You know, it could be on Raw, SmackDown, easy. Santos, Rey Mysterio. Now it looks like it's going to be a tag team. Not a main event on a pay-per-view, but a match on a pay-per-view. And then that's it. That's our whole card. So there's basically 3 or 4 matches that deserve to be at WrestleMania out of that. And that's being fair.
No, yeah. I mean,
that's being like perfectly like neutral and just saying it as it is. Sami Zayn and Gunther. Are you fucking kidding me?
Ravi says Ayla did learn to walk into straight lines. Sophie says, wonder how Judgment Day feels about Dom doing that to help the LWO.
He's not helping the LWO. He's going after his father.
Ayla says, I'm only as think as you drunk I am. And Ravi says, go on, Ayla, with the backwards talking. Sophie says, so we won't see The Rock on SmackDown again until that Raw. And Ayla says, and I still didn't get an answer to Letha G's. Well, at the time that you came in, it was Rey Mysterio, Diaper Boy, and Santos Escobar. Now it's the OC against, what's their faces? Yeah. Austin Theory and this other guy.
The Australian,
Grayson Waller.
I knew there was a G in there.
We'll see who's going to win this.
We all win because of Meacham.
Oh, that's happening. So it's like, have you guys tried doing Twitch? We were there when we were banned on YouTube for 90 days. Bobby says, when will the Street Profits and Bobby blow up as their new faction? I don't know.
Hopefully not for a long time. Hopefully it becomes a faction first that we care about. And then it launches Ford into the stratosphere. He goes one-on-one with Bobby at WrestleMania next year or something. And then they get rid of Dawkins. They can just release him. And then take Ford to the next level.
Robbie's like, dude, that's just rude. Ayla says, yes, Sophie, they were on Twitch for a while. Sophie says there are reports that Stone Cold Cena and another legend will appear at Mania, but it depends on money.
Okay.
Robbie says, Sophie, can you find yourself on Twitch? And Ayla says, you need a call board or a chalkboard. Chalkboard. Sophie says some YouTubers do Twitch and YouTube, and sometimes they do it both at the same time.
Right, and you can do that, you know, and I can look into that stuff. I was going to do it on TikTok, but we get banned when I do it. All these guys suck. That whole group. The highest one out of this group is a 74, and it's Waller.
That's so weird.
Why is it on my TV if they're all so shitty?
Which is really funny because Austin Theory won a mid-card championship.
I know, but Triple H don't like him. And obviously the game people, whoever gave him the ratings to say, hey, make these people this good, don't like these guys.
Right.
So it's probably Paulie dangerously. Because we know he doesn't like the Good Brothers. I wonder what Reckoning out there's rating is. 80? She's probably the best one out of the whole group. Because she has a nice body.
So it says there are rumors of them doing 14 matches at Mania, 7 matches each night. Well, we're at 12 right now.
Yeah, we got 12, so we got to just figure out what those
2 more, it'll be fine. It'll work.
Will be.
It'll happen. Sophie says, but we don't know where most of the Mania matches will fall on which night. Chris says Cody randomly signing autographs.
I saw that.
In the back, Sophie says Seth versus Drew deserves a spot on the Mania card.
It's going to be on the Mania card. That's one of the matches.
Well, you were talking about how you feel like it's one for a different pay-per-view, but not Mania.
Main event, right? So it definitely can be on the Mania card. It's just not a main event at WrestleMania. Match. I'm just saying it's a main event on any other pay-per-view but Mania. That's what I meant by that.
Right.
And definitely, yeah, that's a top match. I absolutely.
Piccolo was in the chat. He said hi. He said well, and he was in here for a minute. Chris says, I just want Gunther to slaughter Sammy.
Yes, I hope that's a
Sophie
squash
says,
match.
I'd rather have seen the Rock, Roman, Cody, Seth tag match happen at one of the pay-per-views after Mania. Ayla says, is the wind bad at your house? It's pretty strong here.
It blew for a minute earlier, but it's my flag's straight down right now.
Ravi says, if The Rock wins, what does that do for the film career? I don't know. People had said, so what makes a card different to heighten the standard? There's not really going to be that unless you build up feuds and storylines.
Yeah, you've got to have
Okay,
reasons. Like, what's the reason for? And like Sophie just said a minute ago, like, why is Rey wrestling his son? The only way that works is because they already have history. If this was just some other dude, like say Big Head from Judgment Day, he came over, wouldn't make any sense.
Right.
But we already have a little bit of history, so it's okay.
Chris
But that's
says,
the only way.
Right. Oh, no, yeah. Chris says it'll be a glorified squash match at Mania. So he says, would you feel the same way if CM Punk, Brock, and Charlotte Flair were involved with the Mania card? Well, yeah.
That's
because...
3 huge names you just named. That's kind of a big deal. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how Charlotte would be involved unless Charlotte had won the Rumble and it was Charlotte versus Io, which would have been fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could have had her going, maybe even beat Io before, so she goes in as champion, and then you had somebody else come to challenge her for the title. That would have been a better storyline. But she got hurt, so nothing we can do.
Robbie says, Cody gonna win, ain't he?
It's
kind of up in the air still.
It's sure pointing that way, but don't ever let that fool you. Because it's saying, hey, look, this is a 2-year storyline. Like, they're going to end it. And the thing is, the story. Mm-hmm. And there's a good possibility that that's it for Cody. We can never forget that he destroyed the throne of Triple H on All In, his very first show as an independent promoter. Triple H doesn't forget things.
So he says, before the Punk injury, the card for Mania was kind of predictable in some cases. And Ayla says, do you think you look mad? Is there Ravi? Do you want me to pick on him? I'm not mad. I have a really bad headache. Sorry. Ravi says, and just talk about how he won till the next pay-per-view after Mania, for fuck's sake, fraudulent. And Ravi also says, oh, what you got for me, Ayla? Sophie says, after Vince lost power, that's when Austin Theory started getting lost in the shuffle. Ravi says, Austin Theory as a main eventer should not be second tier. Chris says, Gunther Sammy main event night 1 fans would riot. Sophie says, with the triple threat match before that, it seemed like they didn't know where to put Owens and Randy on the card.
That's exactly what they decided to do. And it's weird because it hurts Paul the most, I think, in that group, because KO's easily going to get beat by one of the other two.
Mm-hmm.
I like KO, by the way. It's so weird that she's a chubby chaser. Because it looks like she actually cares about her body. You know what I mean?
That she makes sure he can't leave.
Right.
She's like, you're never going to leave me. I can't get anybody else to love me. I'm going to feed you until you die. You have a heart problem. It's fine. It's fine.
Eat this.
Have some pancakes. Ravi says, Gunther the next Andre the Giant.
No.
So he says it depends on the outcome of the main event of night 1. Sammy was going to face Drew and Gunther was going to face Brock at one point in Mania. Too bad Sheamus is missing Mania. Happens when you get hurt.
Yeah, I don't even know what's wrong with that dude. I need to look it up, see why he is out.
Aoife's in the chat. Hey, Aoife, good to see you tonight. Hi. Hey, how did St. Patty's Day go? Did you guys make lots of tips? Lots of moolah? Lots of money? Money? Robbie says, what does Gunther offer that holds any longevity?
Right. I know what you're saying. I like Gunther because he's a believable heel.
Theory and Waller won by cheating. Just so everybody knows.
They didn't cheat.
Theory and Waller won.
They tried harder and won.
By putting their feet on the ropes.
And tried harder.
To pin the Good Brother people. So they are not there anymore. So the OC is out. Theory and Waller is in. They got the Street Profits and the AOP got to go up against each other. Scary. Ravi says, read that. Sophie says, if Cody beats Roman, SmackDown could have a full-time champion for the first time in a long time. If Cody beats Roman, SmackDown could have a full-time champion for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, except for you need to be very careful with that. You don't want Cody on there every week because it'll get old. We've already seen him every week for how long? You got to be very careful once he becomes champion to make it special and not just average.
Tifa says, we actually didn't get too much. It was quieter than I thought it would be, which I was happy about as I was slightly hungover that day. Yeah, well, dang it. I was hoping you guys would get a lot. I mean, I'm glad it was quiet, but it could have been a little bit busier. That would have been okay. Chris says, Gunther is not close to Andrade's size, but he kind of has that aura of Andre like a big dude. He's undefeated so far. Like, if they kept pushing him more undefeated, he will definitely be the modern day closest thing to Andre.
Didn't he get beat when he first came up by somebody? Or am I wrong there? I thought for some reason when he came up...
I thought he had been beat one time, but not for the title or anything.
Well, no, it was when he first came up.
Yeah.
I swear he got beat by somebody that was like...
Sophie says, for some reason, Sheamus has been out injured. I think this is his second mania he is missing in his career. The Rock's next movie is scheduled to start filming in the beginning of May, until the night or two before SummerSlam. Ravi says, so this WrestleMania is going to be on to rewatch in 10 years' time?
Just if you care about the storyline ending. And who knows if there's somebody shows up. Like a surprise. I don't know if there's any free agents in the world right now that would be exciting to see. But... He died at 38.
He had some issues. No way. Did he need tissues for his issues? Aoife says, I'll find out for sure tomorrow when I get my tips for last week. Hopefully it will be up more than usual. Yeah. Chris says, yeah, Gunther got beat by Seth in a tag match on Raw in 2019.
Yeah, that does. Tag matches don't count, in my opinion.
Sophie says, I saw pictures of Gunther when he was younger. He was fat.
Oh, yeah. He was a big old boy.
Aoife says, I got Reese's peanut butter Easter egg things. They're small eggs with peanut butter in them. They are so good. I'm jealous of you guys. Now, question. Are they like the Cadbury eggs? Like they're a full egg. They look like a real egg. And they're full of peanut butter? Or are they flat on one side and they are shaped like an egg? Like the Cadbury ones? Okay. Yeah, those are pretty good. You know what's really good is, so you know how there's regular Reese's peanut butter cups? So during, seasonal stuff, holiday things, like now, Easter, right? They make shapes, and the shape ones taste so much better than the actual normal Reese's peanut butter cups. It's crazy. The eggs taste better, the Christmas trees taste better, and it's only because of the chocolate to peanut butter ratio is just a little bit different, and somehow they just make them, they're just better. It's so weird. But yeah, I'm sorry. You know what they did, Aoife, is they had, they put them out this year here in the States. They have a bag of the Reese's peanut butter eggs, not the round, not the full looking egg, but the half ones that are just shaped like an egg. And they're miniature ones, and they're not wrapped, and they just come in a bag. And you can just, shovel them in your face. You don't have to unwrap anything. They're just, right there. They're be fat, America. Here's your obesity. Diabetes. Chris says, I miss Fat Gunther, a.k.a. Walter. It's because It's BS because in Indies, Darby Allin and Adam Cole beat him.
Was Tony Khan running it or Triple H?
Sophie says Gunther did almost win the Rumble the last couple of years. Chris says, I'm sure Gunther will win next year. He'll.
I mean, of course, I want Gunther to win because
He's due to win the Rumble.
I really do like Gunther, but they like Hermie down in NXT, and they had. That's the only reason I can't get 100% onto Walter Gunther, is because he lost to Hermie, and that's just it's
pathetic.
A disgusting. I don't even know the right adjective to use right there. It's just gross, and so it's like, well, he's not that great if they let Hermie beat him, because Hermie's not that good. The dude's maybe 5'6", maybe, and he wrestles like Pete Dunne, so there's nothing really special about him because he hits hard. I don't understand that either. I noticed that with the Will Ospreay guy. He makes a lot of contact, so people get excited. The only problem is he's so little. Like, it's different when, like, Bray Wyatt was hitting people hard. That was badass because he's a big dude and he's causing damage. But when a little guy hits hard, it's just like, oh, that's cute. You know? Like, oh.
No, that little dude can do stuff.
Oh, my God. Did you feel that?
I'm tickled.
Like, make it real. Make it make sense. Make it real. Let my brain go, oh, that could really happen.
Rebecca Chatless in the chat. Hey, Rebecca, good to see you. Says prayer for Moscow. What? What about it? Sophie says, who wins, Jimmy or Jay, and what will they do with the winner of the match? I don't know. Does it really matter? They're kind of the same person.
Who?
Jimmy and Jay.
Oh, yeah. Jay's in a little bit better shape. But a little better mental shape probably, too. That we know of.
Right. Aoife says, cool. I wish we had them here. American candy is so good. It's because it has so much sugar in it. Sophie says that this Mania card feels like most matches were thrown together. Aoife says, I felt like if I went to like Walmart, I'd never leave. There's not enough time in the day for me to look at everything I would want to buy. Like, are you just talking about like candy? Sophie says, imagine if Roman enters the Rumble next year and wins.
You know, you can always get on, what's that called that we have? Instagram. And find us if you're not already friends with us on there. The Wrestling Gap page. And make sure it's us. Like, I don't know how you would do that. Maybe write us a message so we write you back. We'll give you a code.
Is there more than one Wrestling Gap
I don't
now?
know if somebody's listening in and want to make a different account. Anyways, then you could give us your address secretly. Don't put it on here. And then we can send you a bunch of stuff. Like, we're supposed to do Ravi, but we never did.
Well, he's a butthead, so he doesn't deserve anything anymore.
We could just send it to one of you, and the other one could take it to the other one since you guys live so close.
Right. But they would say they couldn't because they live so far away.
Far away. I'm teasing. But anyways, yeah. I'm not opposed to sending you crap. As long as I don't get arrested for it. But I don't know how the Irish police are going to come here and arrest me.
For what?
Laugh at
what are they going to arrest you for?
Sugar tax? I don't know.
I don't know if they have that in Ireland.
I'm just saying.
Do they have that in Ireland? Sugar tax?
Saying.
I know they have it in the UK, but I don't know how much they really look through it and contraband stuff.
I'm not worried about being arrested by the Irish police in where I'm at.
They'll just send the whatchamacallit people after you.
How
dare you?
Or high hats. Idaho's like a mini Texas. You have to leave my property. Or what? Oh.
Chris says, but maybe they'll write that wrong at like SummerSlam. Gunther will beat Hermie.
Yeah, they need to do that. But they need to do it like weekly for a while. Like have one of those long feuds, but Hermie just can't overcome. And then finally he just kind of goes off.
Steffi says, so far with this Mania card, all the matches are unpredictable. Chris says, fuck Roman. He said Hollywood came to him. BS, you're a Nepo kid, just like Cody. So weird. But
I didn't see EO, but I did see the one in the middle, and she is super cute.
People,
EO didn't make it.
You mean
she's getting?
Oh, she's beating up Bailey in the back.
She's too busy in the back going 1-on-1 with the Great One, but losing. Like, who the hell gets beat up by Io?
I don't know.
1-on-1. She got beat up 1-on-1.
Maybe she attacked her for no reason. Not surprising.
Like, that doesn't even make any sense. So Bailey's trash. She got beat up 1-on-1.
Maybe she jumped her, is what I mean.
Well, I get it, but the whole gang's
It's a
out
small
there.
space, so
if you're gonna do it, you do it with the whole gang, not one of them.
I have no idea.
They obviously don't like Bailey.
Who?
Triple H. No, not even a little bit.
Who would be?
I wouldn't be surprised if Io walks out and
Pico's like, does any of it matter? Yes, Picola. Stop being all down in the dumpsy. What's going on? Why aren't you playing cards tonight? Sophie says, who's Hermie?
You don't know who Hermie is?
He's an elf that wants to be a dentist.
Did you never see Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Robbie says, would you say, I know I'm going to rewatch Gunther versus Sammy from tonight's SmackDown in 10 years. Nah, you're not. Because WWE ain't a classic no more, but not to say we shouldn't embrace this new direction.
What? Why would you want to not be able to watch something in the future because it was exciting? This is like season 7 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
So
it's like, ugh.
So since we know when CM Punk is medically cleared, he will be facing Drew, since they have been setting that up ever since Punk went down with injury. Aoife says, just American food in general. There's so much interesting stuff that we don't have. Sugar. Chris says, oh, fuck yeah, Kai. Oh, no, he wasn't talking about Kai. He was talking about Kairi Sane.
That's her name. Kairi Sane.
Aoife says, sugar tax is just on stuff in shops. It's like 50 cents or maybe less. I don't know if it even exists, actually. Chris says, come here, Kai, with that little tiny skirt. Okay, super fucked up, man.
Ew.
And Sophie says, so in Ireland every day is St. Patrick's Day? Oh, my God. No.
Yes.
That's ignorance.
You can make fun of Irish people.
Aoife, no, Sophie, laughing my ass off. We barely celebrate it like other countries do. We just get drunk. Yeah, it's really huge here. There's a guy on TikTok who talks about the whole history as to why. I mean, and everybody gets so upset at it. But as to why America celebrates St. Patrick's Day so much and so hard. And it has to do with the fact of persecution of the Irish people in their own country. And they left their own country to come to a new country to not have that persecution upon them. And they were free to, start celebrating all the things they used to do. So.
You just slap her in the fat belly.
Who slapped who?
Naomi slapped old Chunky Monk.
Io's guy?
Yeah.
Well, she don't have much to say. She got Chunk Monk belly too.
Yeah, but she has the wherewithal to cover it up.
Who? Not in this ring, but
she's talking about Io.
Jesus Christ.
That
was the lamest fucking move I've ever seen.
It's hard, man. And when you get two girls that don't know how to wrestle, it gets so botchy.
Rebecca Chatla says, that concert issue. There was a concert issue?
Oh my God, right? And supposedly
in
ISIS
Moscow?
Attacked Russia, yeah.
Whatever.
But I'm sure it had something to do with us. Just saying. But
Sophie says, I have seen Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I don't get all the hate Triple H gets from the way he is booking WWE.
It's just Tony Khan.
It's just indie really, wrestling. Especially if you're watching WWE to not watch indie wrestling, you're basically watching indie wrestling now.
Right.
Like you're watching a lower class of wrestling at this point. Like it's not higher up wrestling where WWE used to be considered a elite wrestling. Now you're just down in the dredges of garbage dump with the rest of them. He does nothing special, nothing interesting, nothing different.
His storylines are the same as AEW. It's all the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's the smaller the guy is, the more worth he has. They do have some bigger guys, but you see the bigger guys aren't getting the push that the smaller guys are.
Yeah. Bryce says, D, I can tell you like the voice note I sent you the other day. No.
So, anyways, if you know who Hermie is, since I heard that somewhere in there, then you know who his name is. Something like Dragunov or Dragunov or something. He's down in NXT. He's their champion. They're spitting images of each other. If you've ever just look up Hermie and then look up Dragunov NXT champion, and you'll see them.
They're the exact same person.
They are identical, except for Hermie might be a few inches taller.
True.
Maybe. I don't know. That's a tough one. And I mean Hermie when he grew up, not Hermie because he's just a little elf at that time. Yeah. But I'm assuming he got a little bigger.
Pico says, I wish I were drunk. Sober is not fun anymore. Aww. Okay, bye again. What? Why are we sad?
Why do you keep going in and out?
What's so sad?
What you doing?
Are you at your card game? Sophie says, I never understood why St. Patrick's Day is a big deal with some people.
It's just a
heritage.
It's just a holiday.
Culture.
I mean, people celebrate everything. You get all sorts of, like, literally, what's the first holiday of the year? New Year's. What's the big deal about it? Really nothing.
Eve was like, nothing annoys me more than American people calling it St. Patty's Day. Like it was a patty and not a patty.
Patty? I'm Patty.
Uh-huh. It depends on how you say your T's. Sometimes people's T's don't sound like T's. And some people's D's sound like T's. Robbie says, Cola, yeah, be better than SmackDown. He says, let me know when the Usos face the Iron Sheik.
Right.
Sophie says, my mom loves a St. Patrick's Day. Chris says, okay, probably TMI, but you know how my P-Hub prob here in Texas? Well, went to another site to watch a White Christmas video. There is this girl on there. Looked like Liv Morgan, and her name was Morgan Rain. No freaking way. Can't believe that. Lies.
Copycat.
All lies. There's a poor Kate Middleton. She has cancer.
I heard that.
Yeah, all the speculation that she was dead, that the prince was like having an affair, like all this stuff, and she finally had to come out and say what the fuck was wrong. Like, this is why I haven't been around you twats.
Right.
Like,
so
seriously.
They went to do abdominal surgery and they found it. Now the real question is any of it real, right? Has she been dead for a year?
Whatever.
Did you see her say it?
My gosh, stop.
Well, that's what we...
It's just so weird. You're like those weird conspiracy people. It's so strange.
You have to do more than see things.
I'm not saying anything. I haven't seen anything. I heard stuff, not seen anything. Right. So, yeah, I don't really care, though.
Oh, I get it.
Whatever implodes and happens with their stupidity is not my problem.
Right. It's the same thing that happened with the other one, right? The blonde that was his mom.
You think?
I can't remember her name.
She went in for abdominal surgery, had cancer, and then got divorced?
No, she got killed under a bridge, but it was a car wreck.
But they didn't pretend she was alive for a year.
They did it a different way. Like, you can't.
So
can you imagine? Oh, she got killed in a fucking underpass. They'd be like, really?
Robbie says, haha, Cola, you card. Chris says, I was like, okay, let me click off too much internet for the day.
Right.
Eva says, but yeah, it's so big in other countries, like the novelty of the parades are getting less popular here. Here, we still celebrate it, though, up the leprechauns. Right? Becker's in the chat. Hey, Becker's, give us a smile. Good to see you tonight. Robbie says, so Travis, what matches from the last pay-per-view of WWE are going to rewatch again?
I don't even remember the last pay-per-view. Oh, it was the one in
Melbourne, Australia, in the middle of the night.
Was on there.
Bria?
I know. I definitely wouldn't watch that one. Not a huge Nia fan. I don't remember any of the matches on there, so no, there's none on that card.
Chris's Dragunov also reminds me of like Bob Backlund, like Unhinged. Sophie says, I could see your fave Hermie get called up to the main roster after Mania. And Chris says, oh, fuck yeah, Yokozuna bomb from Naomi. Sophie says, some holidays are like a regular day, in my opinion. Aoife says, no, I mean when they type it out as Patty. Not everyone, but a few do. Oh, I see what you're saying. I always type it out St. Patrick's Day.
Like she's going to beat the champion. They're trying to make it, like, trying to be realistic that she could have won. So is Io that bad? Because I know Naomi's not that good, so it's got to be. God, she's terrible at that.
Yeah.
She needs to quit doing the moonsault. Like, give it up. Do something else. It's scary as fuck. She doesn't even. She looks like she's going to get hurt.
Well, one day she will, and then they'll be like, oops, I guess that was wrong. Eva says, I saw a video Kate put out, and she looked so run down.
Right?
Well, if it's true, and she just had surgeries, and she's having chemo sessions, then yeah, it would look run down. Sophie says, Kate Middleton, she looks good, and I don't like the people that make fun of her. There were pictures of Harry being with a double of his wife. Oh my god, not Harry.
I don't know which one is that. Is that the...
That's the weirdo that married the Hollywood creeper that she's a piece of shit. But she basically
Asuka,
I want to marry a prince
Asuka,
to be a
what's her name's
princess,
gonna
but I don't
come
want to
out
follow
here.
all the rules.
Right. Oh, there's the Miz.
Asuka spit in Naomi's face.
Now Esther will come out.
The riffraff and the Kabuki Warriors are beating up Naomi. She can't see.
Yeah, we knew that was going to happen. And then Bailey or whatever.
Robbie's like, did they find Kate Raw? I guess, Robbie. I don't know. It's your country, not mine. So it was like shocking. Naomi gets pinned again. I don't think she has won a match since her return.
Can't you just walk over there and like knock on the door and ask them?
Yeah, Robbie. My God.
There's those guards. Just don't make them laugh. They get angry.
Aoife says, Harry is a ginger bollocks. Well, he kind of has a ball sack, that's for sure.
So I guess they don't need 3.
Robbie says, Kate, did she need a break? I don't know. Sophie's like, so there's your 4th female match for Mania. Eva says, we don't accept him as ginger.
But how can it be a match unless it's just the Kabuki Warriors versus Esther? Is that what you're saying? Without Bailey and Io?
Right.
Because that's the only way it makes sense, because Io and Bailey already have matches.
Right.
But yeah, I'll pencil it in. I ain't scared. By the way, it's not another match. I already have it on here. It's right here. The Kabuki Warriors were on there already. So it's not another. We're still at 12.
Mm-hmm.
Because I already had this penciled in. Because I knew the tag team champions would be on there. Hoo-ah. Ooh, you know what I don't have on here, though, I think? Is that 6-way. That 6-pack thing.
Sophie says Robert De Niro was in a picture of his new baby.
Oh my god, that's so disgusting. Isn't it? He's like 70, 80 years old.
It's no different than Clint Eastwood having babies.
Is that what we're talking about?
We're talking about Robert De Niro.
I didn't know. It wasn't it Pacino that did that?
It might have been. A few of them have done it. So, yeah, it's gross, but I'm not going to make comments on it. They're men. Yeah. What's gross is the girls that are doing it.
Well, yeah, but their kids are set.
And Chris says, fuck yeah, let me under that skirt, Kai. Sophie says, so Jade is SmackDown. I'm kind of surprised. I thought she would go to Raw for some reason. Chris is like, Jade.
Yeah, but it's better on SmackDown because the champion's not like she's kind of a phony champion. It's kind of like a paper champion. And so you can get her to a championship way quicker on SmackDown.
I'm taking my palace to SmackDown.
Cargill. Next Friday. So, first official appearance next week.
As a SmackDown superstar.
I thought his shirt said Horse Game, is that? I'm like, go for it.
Why is LA Knight in handcuffs? What the fuck?
You're going to see right now.
Maybe you shouldn't have done all those drugs and drinking. Maybe you wouldn't have those problems of healing now.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Robbie says,
So I'm at 13. So we just need one more match.
Robbie says, what is the longest match so far? Tonight?
I didn't count them. But I can look and tell you.
Richard Long sniffers in the chat. Hey, Dick, what's up? Says the British have the spine of a French jellyfish. 1776. All the French know how to do is give up, so. Aoife says, as an Irish person, I don't really care for the royal family, but Kate seems nice, so hopefully she will be all right. Yeah, as a person.
Isn't she more from Wales? So she's a little closer to you?
Right.
Can you jet ski across that? Like if the weather's good? Not trying to be a dick.
That's
I know
straight. I don't know if you could or not.
How far is that little stretch of water between you guys? Can you jet ski? Do you know what a jet ski is? Like, I'm not being a dick.
I don't think you're being a dick. I'm not sure if they call it a jet ski.
Can you jet boat back and forth, but where you sit down on a thing? Like a motorcycle in water?
Sophie says, by the time Robert De Niro kid goes to school, he'll be 100 years old.
That's awesome. I saw that. I saw a documentary about that.
His kid will go to school when it's 5. You're talking about when it goes to college?
Yeah.
Okay, that's different.
You remember that
you can't say goes to
we were
school
watching with his grandson, Efron?
Yeah.
And he got that college girl pregnant?
I guess he couldn't help himself. I guess he's like, you know what? That's a dirty grandpa movie. Really made me rethink my life.
Wasn't he married to like this pretty black lady?
I guess
That's not who he had the baby with, right? Like she was older. She was younger than him.
Is that Robert De Niro that was married?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had a pretty black wife.
Maybe she passed away or something. I don't know. Robbie says a little true say. Richard Blood Ninja in the chat. Hey, Blood says, oh my God, Jade is SmackDown.
Yeah.
Blood. Sophie says we haven't seen Jade on WWE TV in a while. Chris says they said Taker and Austin. I forget who else was going to appear at Mania.
What's his name? Who are you talking about? Oh,
Robert De Niro. Chris says LA Knight went to AJ's house. That's why he's in cuffs. They basically doing the H versus Randy Orton storyline. Sophie says LA Knight fans were predicting for months that his Mania match could be against Logan Paul. Aoife says Wales and Dublin is a 3-hour ferry trip. That's not bad. So I guess you couldn't jet ski across.
Like the ferry goes fast. Do they take cars back and forth on the ferry? Or is it like one of those like people boats? Because some of those are like giant things that are slow with cars on them.
Walter says, hey Travis, hi Daphne, I'm watching SmackDown, just checking in. Hi Walter, I thought you were busy. Sophie says, I mean high school, I figured it out. Walter's like, I saw Dune early, good movie. Nice. Eva says, depending on what part of the UK you fly to from Dublin, the shortest could be a half-hour or 40-minute flight, I think, which is pretty close. That is pretty close.
That was his way.
Did he get divorced?
I just wanted her name, so I didn't really look.
Sophie, him and his wife got divorced like a couple years ago. Well, there's your answer. Walter says, okay, bye guys. See you Monday for Raw. Good rest. Okay. Bye, Walter. Have a good weekend. Eva says, yes, cars go on it. It's massive. Has restaurants and shops and all. It's very nice.
Oh, he's had 2 wives and they were both black.
So it's a cruise? So you go on a cruise?
So he was married to her for like 20 years. 21 years.
The first one?
No, that one 12.
Oh.
The first one I showed you was that one, and then this is his second wife.
Oh.
And he was married to her for 21 years.
Oh. That's his second wife, and the other one was his first wife?
Mm-hmm.
So now he's with somebody else, and they not married? He just decided to have babies?
That's what this says.
Who's he having babies with?
I didn't even know he had a baby. So
Sophie says, are we seeing Bianca versus Tiffany or Bianca Naomi versus Kabuki Warriors for Mania? I don't know.
Yeah.
One of those.
The second one with the Kabuki. Nobody cares about you, Kevin. You already have a match.
It's not about the match you have. It's about the one we don't. Nobody cares whatever you have to say, Kevin. Go away. Eva says very short cruise, but yes, I guess I think you can book little rooms as well. See, it's like a cruise.
Yeah.
You're like, I need to take me a goddamn nap for 3 hours on my little ferry journey. Bring me my coat, Alfred. I need to go to the shops to get some food at the restaurants. Need some bangers and mash.
His girlfriend is Tiffany Chen. C-H-E-N.
Chen.
Chen. And it was
So
last
she's
year.
Asian, huh? Nice.
So the baby's 1 next month.
Oh, okay. As if it says, so Orton Owens tag team. Didn't they do that with Riddle and Orton? Want to hang out on your bus? What happened to Nick's arm?
He got hurt and
like some kind of accident or something? Like out of work?
Yeah.
So it's like Owens' new gimmick is kind of like the Riddle gimmick. Okay. Eva's like, you guys should definitely come over here sometime, not to Dublin, because fuck that, but everywhere else is fine. Yeah, we already know not to go to Dublin. I mean, the only thing in Dublin is maybe like the architecture and stuff like that, but for sure not for anything else. No, I listened to a few people talk on TikTok about it. If you come over to Ireland, to make sure and not go to Dublin because it's just a tourist town, then you're not going to get like a good experience, but to go to the outskirts and the other parts of the country. So yeah, that's what we would definitely do. Would definitely not be in Dublin. I mean, there's probably other, kind of interesting things to see.
Here's how he got arrested.
Oh God. What the fuck?
Thank goodness for the police. There wasn't any real crimes going on.
Stop fighting. Who was he fighting?
AJ Styles.
Oh. Now there's this like, you get arrested too. Everybody get arrested. They should be arresting AJ Styles too, because he went up and assaulted him while he was handcuffed.
Oh yeah, that would get you put.
You would be put in jail too. Like, it don't matter if it's on your land or your property and you got attacked first. It wouldn't matter. You'd go to fucking jail too. This is fake as fuck. Fake as fuck.
You think it's not real?
That's fake as fuck. That shit, this being arrested part, this is fake as fuck. All fake.
Now you're going to say Dominik did it.
No, he didn't. It's fake. All of it's fake.
It changed his whole entire life. Hope you guys get paid very well. I have nothing against you guys. But tell them, I'm going to be back here after you let me out. You know what the cops would do? By the way,
now
you're not getting
and
out.
now we really know it's not real because you would get put in the car and other cops would be there, either that or they would take statements while you're sitting in the car resting your shit because they got to ask him if they're going to press charges and all this other crap. And the fact that he could press charges against him for attacking him. So AJ should be arrested as well. They should have put him in the same car and then seen him try to fight each other in the car.
With their hands handcuffed.
Yeah, exactly.
Those plastic seats that are built for your body.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can't move.
Exactly.
And they've been like,
Exactly. And how funny that would have been if they really wanted to make it a good storyline.
He'd have just been, yeah. AJ'd be like, I'm doing the too sweet sign, you just can't see it.
Sophie says Owens seemed to be having lots of fun with whatever he is given. Hassan says, hi there, guys. Happy first day of spring.
Yeah. spring. It's
Thanks,
spring.
Hassan. Happy first day of spring to you, too. Tifa says the airport is the only time you should be there. Right? Hassan says, how are you guys feeling tonight? Great. Sophie says, would you consider taking a vacation overseas one day? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hassan says the Princess Peach Showtime is in stores now. It's in my pocket.
It's over there.
Aoife says, if you ever come over here, I can give you places to see that aren't all tourist traps.
Can you
Perfect.
camp? Is there wilderness? Is there camping places? Like backpacking?
I'm sure.
That's what I want to do in Greece, is just backpack it. I don't want to stay anywhere. I want to literally walk through the
You
forest.
stay in hostels,
It's true.
but then you might get raped. Your shit stolen.
I'm not worried
You might be
about
murdered.
getting raped. Dear Lord.
Sophie says, LA Knight versus AJ Styles. I hate to agree with Travis, but he is right. That would be a perfect SmackDown match. Robbie says, what is St. Patty's Day all about? What's the message?
Get drunk as you can.
Sophie says they could. St. Patrick, the reason why he's so famous is because he ran the snakes out of Ireland. I don't know what you guys are doing. That's the story. That's why he's amazing.
Where'd you put him?
I have no idea where he put him. Probably. Sophie says they couldn't arrest AJ because that is his house. They can arrest him.
Hold on a second. Did he speak Parselton?
Maybe.
That's terrifying.
They could arrest him, actually, Sophie, because he assaulted LA Knight while he was getting arrested.
While he was detained.
You can't do that.
You can't attack somebody.
Your ass would be in a fucking car with handcuffs on as well. That's how that works, by the way. In real life, not WWE fake shit. Real shit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, say I'm sitting here and somebody came in right now, right? And then we got in a scuffle right here. When you guys all watched it. We were live. And then the cops showed up. And then they took over the situation and handcuffed him. And then say I punched him. I would get battery charges.
Yeah, and you want to know why? Because the cops would press the charges for the other individual on Travis.
Because they have control of the situation. There's no more threat.
Yeah. So that's the difference. Like, that's why I'm saying this shit's fake as fuck. Like, there is no fucking way
it's not
that
fake.
would ever happen. Ever.
It's just the cop doing a bad job.
That just tells me, like what LA Knight said, I hope you guys are getting paid well, that AJ Styles paid him. So now they're saying that they're on the take.
Now you're talking about bribery?
That's what it sounded like they had just said. So what you're telling me is those cops are bad cops. They're on the take, and they're in fucking AJ Styles' pocket. Got it.
I'm not saying
wherever they're at, wherever they live, AJ Styles has the cops in his pocket, and they're on the take.
I already have bad relations with cops. I'm not saying a damn word. Cops are beautiful and cops are fun.
Aoife says, Dublin is okay. Sometimes every once in a while, really good shopping centers and all the football finals are up there. But nah, I couldn't deal with Oh, no. Like I'm saying, like some of the architecture would be pretty cool to see and things like that. Like historical type things would be pretty neat.
I just want to see castles.
To see in the Dublin area, in Dublin itself, because of how old it is. But in all reality, I would rather see other parts of Ireland.
Old monasteries or whatever, where the Vikings landed and killed and raped everybody.
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah, that too. Sophie says, speaking of a team they seem to not do with, the Street Profits, they're there somewhere. They're having a match right now. Street Profits against the AOP. I wonder who's going to win. Oh. Ravi says, what's the message for tonight's SmackDown? Anyone know? I don't know. What is the message, Ravi? That all the caca teams will win? Yes.
If you try hard enough, you'll win.
Chris says, why is Angelo Dawkins wearing Rey diaper tights? No, poor guy.
Maybe because he's about the end of his career.
Sophie says, poor Angelo Dawkins. His mom died like a week or two ago.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I feel bad for him.
And once they push his partner, he's going to be let go.
Ravi says, WWE don't care. They just throw them in the deep end. Sophie says, Princess Peach Showtime looks cute. Yeah. Eva says, there's a glamping place not far from us. I don't know of any camping places. We aren't that exotic as far as I know. Oh, you just can't go out in the woods and just,
Do you have, like, what we call it here is, like, government land? I don't know what you would call it there. It's just, like, nobody owns it. It's just public access.
Sophie says LA Knight versus AJ Styles. That feud seemed kind of thrown together. Yay, real baseball is back, not the minor league baseball stuff. My idea of camping is to stay in the hotel room. That's called glamping.
That's not even called camping.
It's called glamping. That's
called
glamorous
vacationing.
camping. Aoife says, are you on TikTok? I follow Ayla, but I don't think I follow you guys.
Yes. Wrestling Gap.
Just look under Wrestling Gap. We're there. We don't post anything like of ourselves or anything, by the way.
I mean, you
Travis
can go
just
deep enough
posts
and you'll
stuff.
see it. Like, there's a couple things at the very beginning of our
Robbie
stuff.
says, D, would you agree it's not always quantity, it's about the quality that matters? Depending on what you're talking about, but yeah. Sophie says, I don't think they announced Kross versus Bobby for Mania yet.
No,
they
haven't.
fought a few times before.
But it's common sense to me. I don't know.
Aoife says, I mean, you could, but I don't know of anyone who has done that. I was just curious if you guys had, like, camping sites. Like, campsites kind of thing. Quentin says Randy and Kevin Owens should name their tag teams. Their tag name RKO. Isn't that what?
His movie?
Yeah. Sophie says TikTok being banned in America, that stings for a lot of TikTok users. It's not being banned.
It's not being banned.
Just because it went through one place doesn't mean it's going to happen. Stop.
The Senate's
Stop flabbergasting, what is it called? Misinformation and gaslighting. Not gaslighting, but fear-mongering. Don't fear-monger. Let's not fear-monger people.
The Senate isn't
Let's
as easy as the House. We'll just put it that way.
True. Eva says, I'd say there is around. They wouldn't be too common, though. Right? I mean, I could understand that. That's probably not a common thing.
So you can't just walk around like a homeless person and just sleep wherever you want?
This triple threat match might be the sleeper match of the weekend. Maybe. It might.
Yeah, Logan gets it done. He's pretty damn good at it. Oh no. Bounty.
Dublin City is full of people who do that. Full of the homeless.
Yeah, usually the bigger cities are. That's where all the riffraff goes.
That's why I was like, listen to those people. I'm like, yeah, pretty sure Dublin isn't that great. I mean, it's probably cool for some stuff. Like, it's probably worth like staying there for like maybe a day, but it definitely wouldn't be the place I'd want to stay my whole time, by any means. I'd rather go around and have people tell me I'm American and stinky and talk funny.
What they say you smell?
Not smell, just that we're bad because we're American.
Well, that's fine.
Sophie says it will be interesting how they split the matches between both nights. Eva says not that that's funny, but half the people there are homeless for a reason or just begging. Yeah, drugs. And the refugees. Yeah.
Are you guys letting in refugees?
They did. It was crazy. And now they're like having a melt, like their people are starting to. So their people are starting to stand up against it now because tough.
That's a little country that could change it quick.
Oh yeah, and so now they're like, So now they're starting to stand up and be like, get them out. Well, like they're standing up against their government again, telling them to get them the fuck out. Like they don't want any more, and they're done. Yep, Aoife's saying it. I've saw some things on it. Because my FYP happens to sometimes bring stuff from over there because of what I watch. And so I get some of those things here and there. Not a lot of the information, but just tidbits here and there about what's going on. But Aoife says, it's such a dirty city. So many druggies and refugees. Like, no. Sophie says, I think the WWE might be hosting live events in Dublin in the summer. Aoife says, we are all protesting for it to stop. It's so out of hand. Sophie says, I wouldn't be surprised if the WWE hosts a pay-per-view in Dublin in the future. And Aoife says, we are calling for a general election right now. Wow. Yeah, you guys are getting up. You guys are being real serious. Good. I hope it all works out for you. I hope you guys get some traction to get him the fuck out.
Just send them all to New York City.
Yeah, send them all there.
And then the surrounding cities needs to put up walls.
Yep. Just let them all live in New York
Isn't
City.
that a movie?
Yeah.
They put walls around the city.
Yeah.
I think it's the other way.
Escaped from New York.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
trying to keep, but it would be a prison.
It's a huge prison. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's escaping from it. Yeah. If it says it's good to see everyone stand up. Thanks. I hope so too. I worry for the future of the country, to be honest, without sounding dramatic.
No.
It's true, Aoife. You should. I mean, that's a good thought process to have, because if the generations now don't start worrying about it, along with the older generations that are there, having to deal with it with a lot of stuff, then you guys are not going to have a country anymore. And it won't be Ireland. It'll be whoever refugees are letting in, wherever they're from. I can't remember where they're from. They're from Sudan or some shit, or no, not Sudan, but the fuck is that one up north on Africa that they had all those trouble with? Syria and stuff. I'm pretty sure a lot of them are. But it's not. But the thing of it is, it's not. And Ukraine and the Ukrainian and stuff like that. But the thing of it is what's fucked up is it's not women and children. It's all fucking men. That's what's fucked up. And that's what's fucked up about the illegal immigrants coming into our country. It's not women and children. It's fucking men that are coming in.
Well, yeah, that shouldn't be allowed.
That's just crazy. And like she just said, yeah, they're from so many different countries. Most are undocumented men. Yep.
That's nuts. Like,
why they even allow it is beyond me.
They have to know they're men. It's different if it was women and children.
Exactly. Totally different.
And children under the age of, 10.
Yeah.
Maybe
they'd have to
even
be under
8.
a certain age.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Stop.
Because
you're going away.
10-year-olds that'll pull a machine gun out and shoot you.
Mm-hmm.
In a lot of these countries. Shit, they do it here in school.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So.
Yep. Anyways, we have the Street Profits and the AOP and
this
the match right now. This is for that tournament that's happening, by the way.
Yeah, the winner goes to WrestleMania.
Well, they have to go against the Austin Theory and Waller, whoever wins this.
Another tournament?
Yeah, this is just the 2-side bracket, and then they have to win, and then they have to go against each other.
The Raw can just go? Like, oh, you won, go.
Yep, that's what they said.
What in the fuck is he wearing?
I don't know. It's something that he decided to go back to, I guess. Maybe he went off his diet or something. Maybe he's not working out as much anymore.
What he looks like. I'm talking about his outfit.
That's what I'm talking about.
I've never seen this before in my life.
He's worn stuff like this before. And I don't know why he started wearing it again. He stopped for a while. Ziva says government is paying hotel owners to house these people. So many protests are happening to block the hotels. Yeah. Yeah, that's sad. That's really sad.
Like they couldn't use that money for something else.
They did it here though too, Aoife. We've seen it not necessarily with refugees, but illegal immigrants coming in. They've kicked out our veterans out of homes and stuff to put the illegals in it, and most of them are all men and shit, and yeah, it's just a riffraff of a country instead of, like people who actually need help. It's just garbage. Literally garbage.
That's it. Ford gets pinned too. Damn, they should have done that to Dawkins.
Oh no! Dawkins kept him alive?
It needed to be Dawkins that got beat. He's going to be the jobless one here soon. Especially wearing that outfit. Jesus Christ. He's got like one long glove and another short glove.
Yeah. Ah.
That's all Dawkins has. Uh-oh, they did it.
What? They actually gave it to the Street Profits with a fluke roll-up? Damn. Damn.
Now neither of the tag teams that can go are it's silly. Either one of them.
Right?
Grayson Waller or these guys.
No.
I guess that's just a shoulder, or not a shoulder, but a forearm pad that he has on that arm. It looked like a long glove and a short glove.
Oh. So it was like there was talk at one point to break up the Street Profits. Aoife says the world's gone to shite. Right? Sophie says after Mania is when they start to build a SummerSlam.
What they should do is just find a place where there's a bunch of land and no people in the world. There's places like that.
Oh, I know where a place like that is.
Where?
Antarctica.
Okay, anyways, the place that's
Can we put him there?
survivable.
Oh, no. You didn't say that first. Nope. You can't put stipulations on it now. It has to be exactly what you said. That is land that is available, and they can put them there. That doesn't mean they have to survive.
Anyways,
you can just shove them over there. It don't matter.
There's nothing they could even hunt.
That's fine. They don't
Why
need
are you
to.
trying to kill them? They're just people. Jesus Christ, you weirdo.
Well,
I'm trying to like make
they're
it.
taking away from actual people of your own country. Then
Right, because
why would I want to give to
There's
them?
a reason, though. Like, they're not just normal people, like your neighbors just getting up and coming over to your house. Right? There's a reason. There's something deeper underneath that's causing them to move. Anyways.
Is it because they don't want to be in a socialist country, yet they're going to bring it to... I'm not talking about Aoife, her problem. I'm talking about American, our shit. Is it because they don't want to be in a socialist country, yet they're going to bring it here to try to make this a socialist country instead?
Right. So, what I'm saying is just find a place where there's a bunch of land and put them all together in one area and turn it into its own country. Like they do in the Olympics, you know, that extra country they have.
Sophie's like, SummerSlam is August 3rd. Aoife says, I'm going to go to bed. I'm trying to wake up at 5:30 to fix my sleep schedule. I'll see you guys next week, hopefully. Have a good weekend. All right, Aoife, have a great weekend. Take care. Be safe out there. Sophie says Mania 41 might take place in Minnesota.
Ugh.
Chris says, Travis, thoughts on Ryan Garcia fight the other day?
Like a boxing match?
I'm guessing.
You better not have had a box. I missed this boxing match.
I
thought it was April 20th.
What are you talking about? His fight the other day, Chris? Who, what?
Am I freaking out here? For no reason? Pretty sure his fight against Haney is... Yeah, April 20th.
Chris says, yeah, Haney versus Garcia.
That's the 20th
of April. Not 20th of March.
It's coming.
Next month, not this month.
Don't scare me. Rack.
Yeah, so they can hurt people with them. What was that? Cat working there too.
Puppies?
Should go see what it is, buddy.
Did somebody knock?
I don't know. It does sound like something fell or moved or something.
Oh. Do you smell the rock? Oh, shit. Wow. Wow. Pancake.
Ew, not pancakes. Chris says, I'm just tired of how Rock can just plagiarize the name of Final Boss when that's not even his nickname. Plagiarize it from somebody else? I think you mentioned it a week ago or so, but I don't remember who it was. Some other wrestler or something?
Could be a video game, but I know the final boss is just the guy you do last at a video game. They're just basically letting anybody in WrestleMania if those guys are going to be on.
Chris says, I'm just tired. Oh, I read that. New. Same. Here's new. Chris says, yes, it was Miko Satomura named the final boss. She was a Japanese legend and also in NXT UK. But now is trainer in the Performance Center.
Well, then they have the rights to her stuff. And I mean, if that is real. Like, not her name, but the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Your tribal chief. Family above all. Is he by himself? You would think if you were that big of a star, you wouldn't have to open your own doors.
Right?
Kind of a big deal.
We can talk for a half an hour.
If there's a half hour left.
Yes.
Then, yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Seriously, guys.
Remember, Cody's going to be here. All alone.
Oh, all alone.
All by himself. Remember?
All by himself.
It's Sir Roman Reigns. Ladies and gentlemen. $1,300 days. He's been probably 1,000 days because he had that other belt for a while.
Wow.
The biggest tag team match in the history of wrestling. It won't be 24 hours later. Be
23 and a half bitches. Don't lie. Chris says, yeah, I guess it's kind of like another Asuka situation that you can just take accolades away from people. The name Final Boss.
Oh.
That was somebody else's, but now they're not because somebody else takes it and uses it.
Seriously?
They're like, let's throw a dumb name out there to everybody else.
Shouldn't you say Derek Jeter?
Right?
You know what I mean, like, at least. I mean, fuck. Aaron Judge. Jason Giambi. Come on. Mark Lindsay comb?
Mm-mm.
I hope they run the back like Triple H was like, hey, Paul, we're going to put you in the Hall of Fame this year. And he's like, oh, that's so awesome. Thank you so much. Because we're letting you go after WrestleMania. Wouldn't that be great?
One of his sheets fell off.
It's like what he stabbed me in the back with today. I was like, oh my god. It's like, I just cut your nail. He got me with a back one on his left side.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap.
Chris says, just looked up. So Roman technically isn't on Okada level yet. Oh, well, he's just needs 400 more days, though. Okada title reign was 1740 days. So I know that's not WWE, but just being an a-hole about it.
Is there 2 heavyweight championships where he came from? Did you already tell him to acknowledge?
Mm-mm. Chris says, no, they're only that one heavyweight title in New Japan.
Oh, that's how he did it, huh? Did he forget and then throw it in?
I don't know. I don't know.
There he comes. Uh-oh, commercial break.
No, not a commercial break in the last 40 minutes of our time. How dare they?
Retirement.
Mm-mm. Don't look at your ear.
He looks like Celine Dion.
A little bit, huh?
Yeah. All of them.
Oh.
The guaranteed stuff.
Not sure. Why?
Ooh. So bad.
Funny.
Quarter break. I don't even know how that show makes sense.
No. Stop.
The Mendez brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I should be watching some of those. Those old murder things that I grew up watching but never watched the actual trials.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Mendez brothers, and there was, what was the other one? I mean, obviously OJ. There was another one. That was kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the what was his name? He got beat by the police and then they rioted.
Rodney King.
That one.
Chris says, yeah, Jay White isn't even on their level, so it makes sense why he's not being pushed. He was only New Japan champ for 206 days. Fuck off.
It's still pretty impressive. But yeah.
It's impressive for people who've never been a champion.
Yeah.
It's over 6 months.
It's got to be tough going over there and then having him be the champion anyway.
Right.
Like, I don't know how they are with Americans there, like we are with Japanese people here, you know? Here, it's like, oh, there's a Japanese champion. And stupid, they can't cut a promo. Well, there, they can't cut a promo either, so. Or do they just talk anyways? Because if they did, they just talked here anyway, just talk.
Yeah.
And it sounded interesting at all, it would still be good.
Exactly.
And they've been allowing that. Like, they didn't do that under Vince, but we have seen it under Triple H where they have the words on the screen, like it's already planned. They did it earlier.
Closed captioning stuff. Mm-hmm.
They could do that there. But I know a lot of those guys were big stars in the 80s. Like Terry Funk was over there. He was a big star. Hogan went over there for a minute. He was a star. I don't know if Andre ever went over there, but I know he was on a plane, so he probably went over there.
Right.
I don't know how they put that dude on a plane. Lay him down. When he would sit in the seats, like, he had to pick up the whole row.
Right. They're like, well, this is how we did it.
Right. It's not even comfortable for the poor dude. Ooh. Ooh.
What's that?
Every time that I go to leave.
But if you would have sat there for that 2 seconds, it wouldn't have done anything.
Hey, why have your herring on everything?
Yeah, now you know why I don't want him on my lap doing it.
Really?
Now it's hair all over your stuff, see?
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh. Why is he so shitty?
No, maybe you should wash him. Or maybe you should start brushing him, too.
I don't have a brush for him.
Oh my God, there's plenty of brushes you can use on him. In fact, there's that one out there I showed you. That you refused to do anything with it.
He did it.
I don't want you on my lap. You're obnoxious and annoying.
You're getting a bath in 5, 4, 3. It doesn't mean that there are other people who can't come on their own, right?
I think so, right? I mean, if somebody else is here, that's their problem.
Ha! You're a fool. Because he is stupid.
Oh, God.
Don't pause, or you'll get the what. And
Don't
Roman
pause.
saw it coming, and then so he did it.
You'll get the what's. Sounds like some kind of disease.
The old what's.
Don't pause or you'll get the what's.
Look at Paul. Ooh, his leg's all bloody right there. See it?
Yeah. I did pick on some of his scabs.
Yeah, but that's like a bad one. Like
Chris is tired of the Japanese ones getting the Otani treatment like they are hot shit. Just kidding, man. Whatever. Otani's in trouble.
Is he? Because he won the...
Otani? Otani's the baseball guy.
Oh, never mind.
Not Okada.
Oh, Okada. Jesus Christ. Stop. Don't have names that close.
I know,
I'm
right?
terrible with names.
I know you are, so that's why I was like,
yeah,
Otani. Wrong guy, Speedy. Wrong guy.
Otani betting on baseball, and then he's like,
He's like, his PR people are like, shut up. It was his interpreter. He did it all. It's all him. He stole the money, and he did it himself. And just because Otani was really nice and wanted to pay off his gambling debts, that's beside the point.
It's like this. If he doesn't go to prison for 15 to 20 years, then Otani did it.
Uh-huh.
Because if you steal millions from somebody, you will go to prison for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he going to bring his family?
Does he have family to bring?
Just one.
Yeah, but can he?
I don't know. It's not very good. If Dustin showed up, you wouldn't feel excited. You'd be like,
no, this guy.
Here we go. And if his dad was still alive and young, and he showed up, then the place would blow the roof off of it. Dream. I'm just a common man. That place would fucking blow up.
That's funny.
Of course they can.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to plant seeds? Why is Cody trying to be a woman?
Oh my god, why is he being a woman?
That's what women do.
What is that?
Plant little seeds.
Ooh, of doubt, hate, and discontent.
Yeah, they just say something like, and then you go upstairs. You're like, no, just, and then it hits you an hour and a half later. My father was a brilliant man. You're stupid like you fuck. Like, that doesn't even hurt my feelings. Grows into a giant tree. Like brother love. I love you.
I love you. Chris, like, LOL, Roman beats Cody at Mania. They need all the pyro, and they will be throwing babies in the air. Lots of confetti, and Cody being a crybaby in the ring will be funny as fuck.
It would be pretty. He's crying like Liv.
No. You guys, this Cody hate is real.
It's not about hating. It's about the story.
So he's not allowed to finish his story?
What would be a better story? Cody losing 2 years in a row or him winning?
So you're going to have him lose and have Roman be the champion for how much longer? He'll lose it to Rock because The Rock deserves it now?
No, you don't want The Rock to have it.
What? I mean, that's your next best course of action. Now what?
What?
Well, who else are they gonna? Who else are they gonna start?
There is no one else. He just retires.
And then they have a tournament for it, and Cody has to start all over again to try to get
Cody
to the.
will retire. Like 20 years.
So he never gets a belt or a championship.
He can have it.
Why would he want that one?
Because it's so prestigious. Let's get real here, he says. Oh, Coke. There's pictures of him with Hogan. Hogan's carrying him around and stuff in the back. The Rock, or not Rock, but the
Cody?
No, Roman.
Roman?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hogan's like big feuds were with Roman's family.
Mm.
Like
Funny.
the Wild Samoan stuff. Grandpa Rock.
Mm. Chris says Cody, LOL, Cody should come out with Brother Love.
Randy Savage is right. Randy Savage has to be the greatest number.
Like poop? Oh, not that kind of number 2.
No, not that kind of number 2.
Or chat got disconnected. We're trying to reconnect us. It's successfully connected.
Yeah, because Hogan was number 1 while they were together, and so Savage was always number 2. That's what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
There. Shake his hand. Don't shake his hand. Shake his hand. Don't shake his hand.
Don't shake it. Just
Look
run
behind
away.
you, Cody. Look behind you, Cody. Roman didn't want any of that. Are they booing me, he said? You getting back in? Nope. He was so least happy. You need a group of strangers to acknowledge your bitch ass. That's what somebody just said in the crowd right there.
To Cody? Oh, you mean to Roman? Yeah.
Don't mean shit. I just heard it. So that guy just said,
Oh, hey, look, there's Solo.
hey,
He came out of the woodwork from somewhere. Oh, look,
Han
there's the
Solo.
other one.
Might as well. This is how wrestling is. Everybody should know that. By the way, don't be surprised if you see Jay and Seth
Rolling. Are they going to happen before they go away, though? They only have a few seconds before they have to cut away for the evening. It's 57 already, and we are on Fox. Chris says it would be an argument that Flair number 1 and Hogan 2 and Macho 3.
What? Okay, first, they weren't even together. They were in different companies. When Hogan was 1, it was in the 80s. They never were really together, and every time they were together, Hogan beat Flair.
I was like, the last match is killer, no filler. Sweetie, this isn't a match. It's just filler at this point. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just garbage.
Well, they didn't attack him. Oh, look who that is.
We got Jay and Seth doing the same thing. Like, hey, we're here too.
So I said,
Yay.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're there.
He's like, I didn't come alone. I just pretended.
He said yeet.
Yeet. Robbie's like, oh, garbage.
He said trick or yeet.
Dude, it's just been talking for like fucking 30 minutes.
Trick or
Stop.
yeet. So you say on Halloween.
Is it?
Trick or yeet. Oh, they switched the music. Cody. Now they're going off the air.
How dare they go off the air on a Friday night? What are they thinking?
I have no idea.
Me neither.
Just 2 weeks away, guys. And then we'll be here for 4 days in a row. You won't be able to get rid of us.
God damn. It's terrible. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight on this beautiful Friday night for WWE Smackdown. We'll be back again on Monday for Raw. You guys have a great weekend out there. Stay safe.
Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab. Bye-bye.
Bye.